I'm nowhere near as loud as John, so please excuse me. Welcome to the Royal Manticoran Navy, our 2013 annual meeting. Assuming this thing actually clicks through.
Can't hear you. Y'all look at it, Mark.
Somebody give him a microphone.
Take it out of the rock.
Check. Check the microphone there. It's working.
We got a tech sergeant somewhere?
Some engineers out there.
There we go. So I am the first word of the Admiralty. I'm hoping this is going to click through too quickly. All the title stuff is down there, which is now, of course, out of date. Thank you all for that one. Yeah, the table's blocking part of this. I'm going to give you a brief status update of the Royal Manticoran Navy, and then after that, we're going to hear from our assembled board members. I will be standing in for Nick because he's not here, and I'm sorry I'm not wearing the powder smurf blue uniform, but you'll have to just imagine me as Nick.
You've changed.
Yes. Because we're up against Google this, which is why they didn't David. So status as of now, as of the 27th of July, we were at 1,500 members. We are now over that. We are actually closer to, I think it's 1,505. 1,511?
As of this morning.
As of this morning, fantastic. We have 49 total chapters, which I think is also slightly off. I think we just had one or two that commissioned. Two? Okay, so we're up to 51. And we have presence in 22 different countries and 6 continents. No, we're not in Antarctica yet. I'm still trying to, recruit somebody at either McMurdo or from that big penguin colony down there, but neither one's worked yet, so we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, they got the
But having said that, I also want to give a special welcome to those international members that are here. We have members here from the Czech Republic. We've got So currently we have $740 in our main bank account, which may sound low, but I'll get into the reasons for that in a few moments. We've raised, actually it's $1,300 now for Big Cat Rescue, and Max the Bobcat will be doing a presentation for them a little bit later on in the annual meeting. We're also going to be raffling off 4 items. The first item that's going to be raffled off is a signed copy of A Rising Thunder and a signed copy of House of Steel. I realize you can't see it at the bottom here, but the House of Steel will be given to the winner of the raffle after HonorCon. It's going to be signed by everybody of U9. Raffle number 2 is going to be an AMT Earl USX Excelsior kit from 1994. Raffle number 3 is X-Ray Miniatures. And raffle number 4,
the Admiral! I'm not in the landscape. Is that what the straight
Come under the heading of hazardous
I don't know. Tony's right there.
We wax the Admiral?
He's shaving his head.
I am expecting that Third Fleet will put in enough money to win this away from Second Fleet.
Will the Wizard have to be sharp, sir?
Nope. We've also raised $2,920 for other charities. We've pulled in $11,597 through our Order of Queen Elizabeth donations. We've got 2 people at Knight Grand Cross, 11 at Knight Commander, and 4 at Knight Companion at the moment. This has gone to fund things like our web hosting. It's gone to fund bringing the Webbers down to here. It's gone to fund some of our other guests at the convention. And it's also gone to fund the Bureau of Supply. So this is why there's this wonderful disparity between how much we've pulled in and how much is in the account. Our 501c7 was granted by the IRS last year. This means that we are tax exempt. It means we can get better benefits for you. We can work on getting additional benefits. And some supplies are cheaper for us to get. And we now have that Staples reward, which helps us get some things cheaper, which is wonderful. Special projects for last year, we had the Dancing with the RMN. We have the winner of that here, Dame Alyssa, sitting in the back there.
Hey, Alyssa.
You can see her coming right this evening at 10 forward. We had our tree Cat's in Near Space program, you can meet Apogee. He's out at the booth, sharing table with Big Cat Rescue. He will be auctioned off at HonorCon. We're still working out the details on that, and I'm going to be calling up the HonorCon people and seeing what we can arrange to set up. We'd like to try to do a live auction where we have both a live auction and a live phone-in and internet capability. We're hoping to raise a lot of money there as well, and all of that money goes to Big Cat Rescue. Special projects for this year, we will have a skin suit by HonorCon. It was supposed to be here by now, but it got delayed a little bit because they're working on a project for Mythbusters. We've had some staffing changes in the HQ. We have a new JAG officer, which is Ivo Ager from the Czech Republic. Our former second Space Lord has stepped down to become our Chancellor of the Exchequer, which means we have a new Space Lord in Drew Dremlaw. The staff intelligence officer slot is open. This is the person who is in charge of our special projects, so if they sound like fun and something you want to do, contact me. I will press gang people. Aide-de-camp, which is basically the flag lieutenant. This is being covered by various fleets at various events. It's a system that's worked out quite well. Bob Gardner has covered it in both Second Fleet and here. Stephanie Taylor will be covering it at HonorCon, so that's fantastic. I have somebody to make sure that I show up where I'm supposed to be. We also have a brand new commissioner of the Sphinxian Forestry Commission, Laura Niemeyer, who is at the booth, correct? She's manning the booth, thank you. This is going to be our youth program. It's going to be split into two sections. There's going to be a Sphinxian Forestry service part, which is going to be the academy side, and then the commission part is going to be youth programs outside of the academy. And she's going to eventually set up systems to help chapters and fleets plan youth-oriented activities. Bureau of Planning, we're going to be putting into place fleet view plan directors. There's not much else new on this one right now because Drew just took over. Bureau of Planning is helping us put the party together tonight, which basically means Drew and I are rolling up our sleeves and doing a whole bunch of work. Bureau of Ships, name approval speed is increased because we now have better access to a canon list. Many new chapters to commission, and he wanted me to point out that if anyone wants to commission, he's standing by, ready to help you out with any info you may need. That's John Roberts. Bureau of Communications, the newsletter will be going live later today. The reason it did not go live before was because if it had, we would have spoiled this beautiful surprise, because there's a picture of him in the newsletter. And we really wanted to see Scott's face and sort of broke down. All fleet COs, so if there are any fleet COs here, you must appoint a fleet communications liaison or officer. This person will be required to make regular reports to the Bureau of Communications. This will help give us more content for the newsletter so that it's not written by the same 3 or 4 people. Bureau of Personnel, we're going to have a regional personnel officer program. It's in development at the moment. These are primarily going to be troubleshooters. Their job is to help your local regions with issues coming up from wrong addresses. I'm on the wrong chapter, I've got the wrong rank, my email address is incorrect. Stephanie and I have spoken about this, and Ann is in on this as well, so we've got a plan that's outlined. We just need to actually put it together. Or finalize it, rather. Bureau of Training, thank you. Bureau of Training, the Army exams have been added, as well as a number of other specialty exams, and there are new additional topics that are coming. They're getting about 15 to 20 requests a day for exams, and most of those are for the first enlisted exam, so that's fantastic. Bureau of Supply, the supply keeps growing. We're almost done with all the RMN ribbons. I think I've got 6 left. Next in development is GSM. We've got the first 2 GSM ribbons, which will be going live after this week. Regional representatives are slowly being put in place, and they're still looking for a southeastern U.S. and a European representative. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Kim Niemeyer, who is my staff liaison. He is going to give you a quick Awards 101 discussion, because that was very relevant after last night. Yeah, or I can advance it for you if you want. All right?
Okay, I'm not going to go through. You guys can obviously read what an award is.
Can you put it closer to your mouth so we'll hear you?
Sure.
Thank you.
Or I can yell really loud.
Use the mic.
I'm not going to read what it is. Most of you know what an award is constituted of and what makes an award. Specifically, though, we're going to talk about mentioned dispatches for the RMN ribbons and medals. My job is to act as the gatekeeper. Every award comes to me. I see even ones that are issued by the other, like the 5th and 6th. I review, receive, comment, and clarify whatever is given. A lot of times I'll sit there and send queries back to people to say, what exactly do you wish? And give me justification for the award. I also do research, especially for the COs and the various space lords. They'll say, well, we're interested in this. Can we do it? Well, with the justification, yes, you can. What do you got? And we'll do things like that. I check for the overall completeness, make sure the nominee meets the criteria. As stated in the awards manual, I'm not a rubber stamp. I will not rubber stamp anybody's award. For any CO that's out there, or any of the space lords, anybody that wants to put in an award for someone, this is how you're going to get it through faster without me coming back and asking for clarification. If you can, research the award level yourself. If you can't, that's fine. Get a hold of me, because I'm more than happy to do it for you. Choose the highest award that you think the person deserves. Far too often, some people are very conservative. They want to put somebody in for, say, a Navy Commendation Declaration, and actually they deserve something like a QBM or something higher for what they've done. Don't be overly conservative, but don't go above the board and say, oh, well, I want to give this person a KSK because, well, they're really cool. Write a strong, well-worded justification. I can't emphasize that enough. You have to sit there and tell me why the person deserves the award that you're writing. And these are the no-nos, and all but one of them I've seen. The shotgun or scattergun approach. I've had examples of people being written up for 3 or 4 different awards, same person, same write-up, justification, but the person was hoping that one of them would stick. It's just narrow it down. And if I think they need to go higher, I can make that recommendation to the first lawyer. If I think it's lower, I can do the same thing. But just pick one, not 5 or 6. Never nominate yourself. I've had several spacers send me in award requests for awards for themselves. And yes, they qualified for the award, but you know, you just don't nominate yourself for an award. And I haven't seen this yet, but buddy awards, that's an example. That would be like a CO of a ship puts his XO up for an award, and then the XO puts the CO up for an award. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm just warning. And actually, that's it. Does anybody have any quick questions? Nope. Yeah.
When is the awards manual going to be released?
Soon.
Real soon.
Real soon.
Database soon?
No, it's not like the database soon. Yeah,
It's actually written.
it's actually really soon. We've got the RMN RMMC side is written. It's in the process of being QC'd to make certain that when I've copied things over into the new format, I haven't screwed things up, and I know that I have a few, so I gotta go back and clean them up. That part of it will be released real soon. I don't have an exact date, but probably within the next month or so.
I'd say probably late September.
Late September. The RMA awards will be after that. They're relatively easy to do. The only thing that changes on some of them is graphics and names. The GSN awards will take a little bit longer because they redid them.
again.
You gotta give a pat.
He's whistling innocently over there. So I just need to marry up the new GSN awards to the RMN awards. As soon as that's done, then the civilian awards kind of create themselves because they're pulled from the other three. So I want to point this out to everybody because some people seem to have a difficult time understanding it. We're a volunteer organization. And this means that everybody in a leadership position is a volunteer, unless I've press ganged you, in which case you're still a volunteer, you just haven't realized it. The reason I point this out is because it means we're all doing other things, we all have real-time jobs, and sometimes those jobs or schooling get in the way and take some time, and mean that it takes longer time to respond. Some of us work 2 jobs, some of us have, plenty of free time and can respond instantaneously, but that's not always the case. Right. Health problems, things like that. But what it means is that if you don't get an instantaneous reply, please don't bite someone's head off for that. Give them a few days to respond to you. Things take time. We pointed this out before, and I wanted to point it out again just to sort of drive the point home that being from a particular fleet doesn't make you more or less qualified for a position. We appoint people based on their qualifications, their real-world qualifications. There's a reason that Eric teaches the schools at the academy he teaches as a great example, because he's so overqualified to teach them it's not even funny. He's laughing, that's great. Basically, we're a very large family. We all sort of get together, have a lot of fun together, and let's just make sure that we sort of treat each other in that fashion, and if we remember that, we'll have a lot of fun. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Scott to give you a quick update from the first base level.
I'm the crazy uncle of the family.
My favorite person.
Basically, my report is just basically our growth from last year to this year. In 2008, we had 11 people. In 2009, 27. 64, 63, and in 2012, bam. 988, now 1,511. The last 2 years, we've just exploded. And that's part of when we give the official family. Built that a lot. Chapter growth. 23 last year, 31 this year. GSM is holding steady. RMA has actually gotten better. So it's almost 29 chapters. Last year, 43 this year.
All right, we're going to hand it over to Bill Locken, who's the Senior Chief Petty Officer of the Navy. He's got a few quick comments. You want me to advance the slides? Or?
Yes, if you would. I've been asked to give a short report on the status of the enlisted personnel of the Royal Manticoran Navy. I'm going to read it rather than say it. We all started out as E1 spacers, but some of us took on the responsibility of being a CO and an XO in the formation of a new ship. Part of the leadership team of that new ship is the senior enlisted person known as the bosun, of which 2 Senior Master Chief Petty Officer Dame Sandy Kratzer and Chief Petty Officer Sir John Kane are shown here. Part of the responsibility of a bosun is to help the new spacers become acclimated to their ship and the social life as well. Another responsibility of the bosuns is to encourage spacers and standing crew to move up the command ladder of promotion by taking tests in the way of the enlisted test and the specialty ratings test at Saganami Island Academy. Some spacers jump right in, take tests and dress up in uniform, like electronics warfare tech first class on your walker. But there are others that choose to hang back and quietly support the ship from a distance. Everyone can find their own level of involvement, but the main thing is to have fun. I strongly believe that the backbone of every ship is its petty officers, and I encourage the development of strong, experienced NCOs to provide the support for the leadership and the ship's activities, especially the fun ones. Recently, we had a gathering of the Second Fleet at Convergence. 13 ships and over 50 RMN and RMMC personnel were in attendance at the award ceremony. Almost all were in RMN gear or uniform, even Admiral Tourville. That's It's on me. He's off to the side there, upper left. He was a prisoner of war. Our enlisted personnel helped a great deal in a tremendous effort to make our participation in this huge event even happen. Our Navy is growing by leaps and bounds. Well, all those spacers, now they're going to need to have a Horace Harkness to help them along and show them how to have fun. If you'd like to talk to me about how to get your ship moving in that direction, find me here at Shirley, bring scotch, or contact me at smackpon@trmn.org. That's SMCPON@trmn.org. Thank you for your time, sir.
I'm standing in for Nick. I'm going to do this relatively quickly. There's not a huge GSN update, but there's at least a small one. They have 4 chapters in the GSN that's not including the whole 8 chapters they may use, so they've actually become one, so that's what I forgot to cut that off. There are 2 chapters that are proposed and pending. Those will hopefully be done soon. First 2 GSN awards will be available for use up next week. This is the recruit training ribbon for all of you that have been asking for that one from the Academy. And what was previously named the Navy Service Medal and is now the Armed Forces Service Medal. So please stop asking about that one. It will be available. GSN insignia from midshipman up through captain are now available through USUM. GSN officer service dress uniform is available. You saw that one modeled very effectively by Martin yesterday. The enlisted service dress will be coming soon. And with that, I am going to hand it over to Sean.
No, you can do it. Okay. This is the status of the RMMC. Okay, by the numbers. As of the 20th of July, we have 170 members, 4 Mardettes and 9 possible Mardettes. Those are groups that haven't sent their paperwork in. We're going to try to nudge them a little bit to do that. London Point, which is our holding facility for Marines, we have 70 members. We're going to be organizing that as a standing regiment. Okay, we've had some staffing changes. Most of it's just been shuffling with my personal staff, but it's worked out a little bit better. And we're looking for a sergeant major of the Corps. Last year we saw changes in unit numbering. This was due to higher authorities saying there were no unit numbers. So we decided to, we were going with canon, which is that the Mardettes are named after the ship, so it would be like Invincible Mardette or Mardette Invincible. And next. Okay, unit guidons. We actually last month came up with specifics for unit guidons, so units can now use guidons in drill and in ceremony. I'll be amending that order to include streamers. Assault shuttles, just a reminder that we do have assault shuttles, and what those are is basically a group of Marines that can start in any location without a ship. And if they decide that, yeah, we want to start a ship, they get a couple of Navy personnel on board and they can start a ship. So it's basically a way to do a nucleus. Yeah, well, after the presentation, I'll do a quick question. Okay, new orders. Tonight, or today, a couple of orders will be posted. They'll be on the website for the complete the text. Basically, starting January 1st, we're going to start reporting in the Corps. So that means you're going to have to start, if you're a Mardette, you have to start reporting. Sorry, we need to know what's going on. My Force Com is going to come up with a timetable and set that all up. So that's in his report, sorry. London Point, that's going to be set up as an acting regiment, and I'm going to need an acting CO for that. So that actually is going to, the other Corps directive is I'm requesting applications for that. Then there's the addendum for the guidon streamers. That's going to be unit streamers for the unit awards, and it also will have specs for the pole for the guidon, which I forgot. And then we're also going to have unit policies and procedures addendum, and that's basically going to be what happens to a unit where instead of growing, they kind of shrink a little bit, and what happens to their designation in the grand scheme of the echelon. So that's basically it.
All right, with that, we're handing over to Rob Jackson, who is the Marshal of the Army. I think there's a promotion. Right?
Oh, question, yeah.
My real question is, I know in Starfleet, and you know there,
Okay.
you could start a ship that is just strictly Marines, or a star base. Can we kind of consider that?
Well, in the Honorverse, there is a Marine group has to be attached to a ship. But what we've done is we've given you a way around that, and you can have an assault shuttle. The assault shuttle can be comprised of all Marines, and you wouldn't be considered a chapter, but you could be a group that could be the nucleus for a chapter later on. But it's basically a way for you to get together and form a group when you can't find anybody that wants to play Navy with you.
Would it be safe to say that the assault shuttle is the equivalent of a pinnace without connecting it to a ship?
Well, it would have a support ship,
Yeah.
because you can't really have an assault shuttle without a support ship.
So it
Yeah.
basically is the equivalent of a pinnace.
Yeah, yes, it's equivalent, but it's not considered a chapter.
Right.
So,
All right, with that.
All right, move on. Hi there, I'm Rob Jackson. I'm the Marshal of the Army, and if Scott's the crazy uncle, I'm the redheaded step. Bless you. Thank you. Status of the Army, we have, as of the end of July, we had 28 members. I think we actually have 29. When the last time I looked at the membership roll, we had 4 ground installations. As it says, 3 in the U.S. and 1 in Australia. I just approved one a week or so ago, first one in the UK. So now we have 5. The service dress uniforms have been approved and finalized, and I posted them for viewing at one point. This is obviously one, although this is the Marshall's variant, so the regular ones won't be as spiffy. Well, almost as spiffy. Yes, Army directives, we have the Class D uniform and the Class Bs for the uniform of the day, the t-shirt and the hat, and they're working on the class, what we call the Class B variant, which we call the cover also the work uniform, because we don't have as many uniforms as you guys do, because we don't need as many. So, what else we got? 7 courses in the King Roger the First Military Academy are online, ready to go. I encourage everybody to take them. We think they're tough, but you know, maybe you don't. But anyway, they're online and they're progressing. I've taken the first 4 at least here before the weekend, so I enjoyed it. I didn't get hundreds in all of them, and I thought I'd do my own stuff. But moving on. What was that? Oh, there's an RMA page on Facebook. You know, everybody's invited to join, but it's, you know, Army stuff, so, but you're still invited. Obviously, we're always have open billets. Like I said, with 29 people, there's, you know, not a lot of people to choose from, but we keep trying. Anyway, those are the open current billets. I have 2 officers. My training officer who's done a bang-up job while he's deployed in Afghanistan, and also one of my instructors is deployed in Kosovo, one of those places. So they're kind of busy at times. So, you know, give them a little slack if they don't respond right away. I do send out an email newsletter to all 29 of my Army soldiers, just to keep them updated on what we're doing. We're trying to get an actual newsletter kind of format put together. Right now it's just an email. But it does keep everybody appraised of what's going on. And we're working with the BU9 people that we work with the uniform and stuff that you saw in the House of Steel. We're trying to get the main battle tank kind of created and put through the process. So some of our armored vehicles, we have several vehicles yet to go, so it's a work in progress. Oh yes, the recognition program, you have the, what is it?
Unconquered.
Unconquered? Unconquered, yeah.
I didn't approve the slides.
You're not exactly
Whoa! All right.
I didn't approve the slides, I'm sorry.
My fault, Invincible and Conquered, same thing. Anyway, we have the Queen Zone, so of course, fortunately, unfortunately, we don't have enough people yet to actually start that program, but I know it came up online at some point because obviously they can't be on the ship. So we'll eventually have we have the wording and the process for that. We just need to get a little time and grade and some more people involved before we can start that program. The patches, obviously, the patches Gray Flash are available. Feel free to come poke them, whatever, look at them. What else you got? Is that it? That's it. Question, comments, jokes? Nothing?
Somebody, can we shoot the CEO of Fourth Fleet, please?
That's a different question.
I'll deal with that later.
Yeah, you have to ask him that. Okay.
All right. So moving right along, there is going to be an AO that's being announced in between. There's another AO coming out for a whole bunch of OQEs that happened. That's being announced later today. That will be up on the website as soon as I have a chance to finish typing it.
Give it to me
and tabulating exactly where everybody falls. There is another AO coming out that I'm not going to talk about right now because I'll be talking about it in a few moments. First, AO 130802 is going to be the challenge coin order of precedent. For those of us that have challenge coins, they're a lot of fun to play with. The order of precedent, if there is a dispute as to who has the most senior coin, will be numbered coins. We've got at least numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the room.
7's here.
7 is here.
14.
16, 11.
Real world military or professional organizational coins will be ranked down 2. Regular TRMN coins, those are the ones without numbers and the nice little red-green star from the Manticoran on the back, fall next. And those for other sci-fi groups fall after that. For those of you that wonders what this looks like, it looks like this. And of course, the other groups are cut off at the bottom. That was not intentional. Upcoming events. 2013, we're going to have TRMN at DragonCon. I'm not exactly certain what we're going to be doing there yet. I'm still trying to find out if we've got a booth or not. If not, we're at least going to be there. We are going to have a presence at ArchCon, and probably most preeminently important at this point is HonorCon, which will be big, huge. As many of you as possible that can make it, please come. We have info at the table. 2014, your 3 Admiralty House events for 2014 are going to be Satellite 4, which is also known as EasterCon. It's going to be in Glasgow. That's moving out of the potential category to an I really want to go, so I will be there category. The annual meeting will be held at BayCon, which is in San Francisco, which is Memorial Day weekend. Yes?
Martin, EasterCon, it's possible we may have a fan table available.
Okay, excellent. Which is in BayCon. It's Memorial Day weekend. It's in the San Francisco area. More info will be coming on that, but Tom Sidak is on staff and will be feeding us more info. And then, of course, HonorCon again, because that's just such a big, important convention, and we want to make certain we keep supporting it. So everybody, please sign up for these, because you can get your Havenite War Campaign ribbon for those.
Mark, HonorCon 14, that's definite?
No, not yet, but I'm hoping it is.
I have to say that I am at the removed from planning for HonorCon. The United is doing it, and every so often I say, how's that going? And they say, good, Dave.
if it changes to the point where it's not definite, I'll announce a third con for that, but I'm hoping that it's definite.
Let me add one thing. Greenville is about equidistant between Charlotte, North Carolina, and Atlanta, Georgia. And so Greenville is a very logical place for there to be a repeating science fiction convention in the Southeast. I think that is probably going to be a plus for the potential of it becoming a permanent event. It was not on anybody's mind that it would become a permanent event when the first one was planned, but it's beginning to look like that as a high order of probability rather than a, gee, it would be nice order of probability.
All right. So the other big announcement that we have is this one. 2015. There are 2 big things happening, but I'm going to go through one of them first. We are putting on the first ever Manticoran. Woo! This is designed as a complement to HonorCon. It is 6 months apart, approximately. It's designed to complement and sort of feed off of each other, help advertise one with the other, and so forth and so on. It will be the TRMN standing annual meeting from that point forward for 2 years. And then we will move it to another fleet and then bring it back to Manticoran. And And that way it keeps moving around and everybody gets a chance to host the annual meeting. Obviously there will be more things at Manticoran because we have control over that con. And the annual meeting and other cons will wind up like this, most likely, but at least it will have a chance to spread around and we'll have a chance to control more info in the future. David Weber, Timothy Zahn, and Eric Flint, health pending, are confirmed.
Got to get to that.
It will be Memorial Day weekend in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the tentative hotel is the Radisson Blu at the Mall of Americas. So if any of your spouses keep telling you can't go because there's nothing for me to do, you have a built-in answer. And it is planned as a complimentary con to HonorCon. It is 6 months apart. It gives us a great chance to advertise them. It gives us a great chance to advertise David and the Honorverse. Generally, it's going to be a literary convention. That may or may not change depending on the status of movies and things like that. The other big event for 2015 is I'm going to Fifth Fleet because we kind of ignore them for the most part because they're that little weird place down under with kangaroos and plenty of other animals trying to kill us. So we'll be going there. We're going to be visiting Australia and New Zealand. The New Zealand portion of the trip, because we have no members there, is primarily going to be I want to go see the Hobbit locations, so that's going to be a big Hobbit. This is an open invitation for anybody who wants to join me. You'll all have to.
He's paid.
No, I'm not. You'll all have to pay your own way, but if you want to join me, we can group hotels and airfares to make it cheaper for everybody. Itinerary to come, I haven't quite figured out those details yet. It's going to be either the summer or fall of 2015. We do have 2 quick presentations that I'm going to make. The first one is, can you hold this for 1 second?
1 second.
The first one is I'd like to ask Jeff Kremer from the Big Cat Rescue to come up. Jeff, we've been supporting you guys for a while now, and we've constantly kept, asking you guys to come up here. It's great that you're here, and we're very happy to have you. We are going to be raffling stuff off later today, as we said earlier. The raffle jars will be down there probably about 15 minutes after the meeting, so I just go around and grab them. But before we do that, we actually have a check and $200 bills, because we didn't get them in time to have them do the check, for $1,100, so $1,300 total going to Big Cat Rescue. That's in addition to all the stuff coming in from the raffle. So I'd like to present this to you here.
And please stop by the table. Words cannot adequately express our gratitude to the sanctuary. We're accomplishing some amazing things for the animals at the sanctuary and around the world, and it is thanks to the generosity of your organization that makes that possible. Stop by the table, I'll share with you a couple of exciting developments, both politically and for the animals, and it's thanks to your generosity. So on behalf of everyone at Big Cat Rescue, our sincere, roaring gratitude for the cats and Max. So thank you very much. But Martin and Susie especially, that made it possible for us to get up here and help us facilitate this amazing event. So thank you very much.
We need what's in it. Has that vanished? David's guitar case?
Right here, sir.
Yeah, we need what's in that. David, if you would come up here really quickly. So because we're short on time, I'm not going to read this entire thing. Just imagine John reading the first half of his little speech. That sort of works. And I'm just going to shortcut to the essential part. We bear towards the most faithful counselor, James Friedline, as being sensible of high regard and affection with which he is held in our loving subjects. Held by our desires, we are desirous to confer upon him the style and dignity and appropriate to his rank and station. Know ye now, etc., etc. Presents and grants unto him James Friedline. So come on up. question is Barrett.
In the name of Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, third. High Deputy Mayor, Pride.
Heracles, hand salute! Tooth!
Alrighty, we're placing the...
Congratulations.
Baron Neu-Oldenwald-Kreuz. It's an area in Germany that we know that Jim's family sort of hails from, because we did some research. Or at least other people did research. Talk to the heraldry people.
They're mostly from Germany.
Yeah.
They live in Dumbo.
His ancestors hail from. Do you guys have anything? Okay. We have three awards that we missed last night, and I'm very sort of sorry that we missed them. There just was not a great opportunity to do them, and I want to do them now. They're for a wonderful person that's been helping us out. I'm going to turn around because I'm not putting on the record. They're for a wonderful person that's been helping us out for the past 2 years, and I'm going to read all of them really quickly and then bring the person up here. We don't have the official certificates here because, like I said, we sort of missed out on that one, and I apologize greatly for that. That was my bad. For participation satisfactorily at one or more Royal Manticoran events at Shore Leave 33 and 34, which was last year's, and that's going to be the Havenite War Campaign. And also because size and time and distance are all relative, as we have learned. And for those who don't know that, I'm sure Eric can fill you in on it even more. So therefore, we also, and this is wrong, I will have to fix this, I'm sorry, I have an error on that certificate. It's undertaken lengthy behalf on behalf of the Royal Manticoran Navy to participate in the annual meeting by manning the booth at Shore Leave 34. To meet the qualifications for this award, the recipient is hereby authorized to display the record to support the Sleazy Anti-Piracy Campaign, and also the Havenite War Campaign, and all three of these go to Evan Smolin, who is shy and hiding in the back somewhere. Oh, here he comes. Excellent. Evan, can you turn around? I'd like to take a photo.
Get closer to you so you have the light.
Oh, this way?
There you go.
Say cheese.
Smile.
Say cheese. Questions? Comments? We're almost out of time.
Evan, come on back.
Yes?
When are we getting the database?
What was that?
When are we getting the database?
I have 3 emails out to them. I'm waiting for them to respond, and if they don't start responding, I'm going to start harassing other people. But I have 3 emails out to them. Hopefully I'll get a response after this weekend. The head database designer is actually away on vacation. I got an auto reply from him, and the person it said to go harass is a person I don't want to harass quite yet. So I'll let you know as soon as they're back. But hopefully soon. Any other questions? Comments? Concerns? Nope. We're okay. That's it. Thank you guys. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.